Hey guys, I am so excited to get to talk to you about the Umbrella Academy Season 3. This entire season drops on Netflix on June 22nd, and you guys, this just might be the best season yet. Let's talk about it. Let's dive into my spoiler-free review for the Umbrella Academy Season 3. But before we do, if this is your first time here, I'd love it if you take just 1 second, hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Umbrella Academy Season 3. I'm so excited. Alright guys, so this is one of my favorite shows. I love this show. I think every season so far has been incredible. I just really love the premise of it. Of course, I love the comic books, but I love superheroes. Like, this is my jam, this is my thing, and I think that it's always been very well done. It's always visually done well. I love, of course, all the superheroes and the drama and the whole apocalypse is coming, let's save the world. So, where do they go with Season 3? Now, you know, obviously things aren't going to be easy for the Umbrella Academy. It feels like they have like 1 day of rest and then they get back to saving the world from an apocalypse. And, well, that's pretty much what's going to happen again in Season 3. Surprise! At the end of Season 2, they came across their counterparts, the Sparrows. Why was it not the Umbrella Academy? Why was it the Sparrow Academy? What happened? What did Reginald do? Like, where is the Umbrella Academy, right? It's not. It doesn't exist. It's the Sparrow Academy. The biggest twist of all of this is that Ben, who we thought we lost, well, I guess we technically did lose again in Season 2, is now in Season 3, but he is a member of the Sparrow Academy. He is not the Ben we know and love. He is a different Ben, raised in a different timeline, and of course that's going to create some issues with the family as well. But what I love most about this season is just the entire plot of it all, the story, everything that happens. It's so intriguing. Every character gets their moment, which I really, truly enjoy. And it's exciting because we have 2 families, which means we have a lot more superpowers. And obviously I'm a big fan of that sort of thing. So I really enjoy getting to explore new powers while still having our old, favorite characters and their powers. But we get a whole lot of new powers. That's really a lot of fun to explore visually and story-wise. Okay? Klaus is my boy. Klaus and 5. I go back and forth between who's my favorite, and it's always very, very, very hard to choose. But Klaus really has a phenomenal storyline in this one. I love what he becomes, right? I feel like he's really, truly important in this season. I mean, they all are, but he really gets his time. Luther gets his time. Really does some interesting things. I'm trying so hard to remain spoiler-free. But I love things that happen with Luther in this season. Some things I hate that happen with Luther. Most of what happens with Luther I love. 5 is just so freaking good, right? Aiden is such a phenomenal actor. My girls have watched that Nikki, Ricky, Dickie, and Don, I think it's called. And so they love him from that. And it's so funny to see him, in that like kids show. And then to watch him in something like Umbrella Academy. And he always is just... He perfectly portrays an old man in a young kid's body, right? And he really does that again in this season. He talks about how he just wishes he could retire quite a bit, which is a lot of fun. And he's just really freaking good. And he's just always got like that little bit of dry humor to him, which I love. That's kind of my thing when it comes to humor. Now, okay, the way they addressed Vanya going to Viktor is so good. I know a lot of people have talked about that, about how he's going to come out as trans. He's going to come out as, I am Viktor, and that is what he does. It's addressed very early on. It's addressed often, which I enjoy. I really like the whole coming out moment, and then, of course, some people aren't present at the time, so it needs to be reiterated a couple of times. It's always done really well, really respectfully, and I loved it. It brought tears to my eyes several times, I'm not going to lie. I really thought that was handled well and perfectly, and props to Elliot. Man, Elliot crushes it this season, per usual, right? Per usual, no surprise. But Elliot Page really is the star of this season once again. I mean, they all are. Like I said, they all get their moments. Allison's journey, oh boy, I can relate to her 100%. If I was in her shoes, I would do the same sort of things for the most part. There's maybe one decision she makes later on in the season, probably around episode 7 or 8, I think it is, that I would maybe not have made that decision, but I get it. I get her journey. I get her path. Her path is her own. Good for her. This is so very hard to talk about with no spoilers, but I will say this season has no business being this good. This was my favorite season. I love seeing people like Pogo return. I love the idea of a new timeline. Lila is amazing. And then you've got Lila and Diego together, which is just amazing because they have this toxic kind of relationship, but I just love them together. And then we have the kid who plays Ashtray in Euphoria is in this season, and I adore him. He popped up, and I was like, Ashtray! I was so excited. He's so good in this. His name is Stan in this season, and he's just such another phenomenal young actor, and I think he's so great, and he fits in perfectly. I mean, Euphoria is a dark, mature show, so of course, why would he not be in the Umbrella Academy? Why not? It makes sense. He fits there. But really, I kind of love Reginald. I kind of dig Reginald in this season. For the most part, obviously he makes some choices. That tends to be the case. But I really, really enjoyed it. And so overall this season is just, it's beautiful, of course. There are some wonky CGI things, especially towards the end. So I'm hoping maybe they're fixing them. They haven't fixed them yet. They haven't finished them yet. It's possible. Sometimes with screeners, they're not the final visuals. So that could change. There's just some moments that are very obviously like green screeny, which I don't, for a show like this, you're like, it almost takes you out. Especially in the final 2 episodes, there are some moments that almost take you out of it all. And there's a lot going on that you want to be fully immersed. And I was kind of like, I don't like that. Oh, that's annoying. But there's some incredible action sequences. Some great fights. Of course, we've got 2 superpowered families going head to head at times, and it's just incredible to watch. And it's great to have that introduction of new powers. Like I said, it's a lot of fun. Viktor having his moment time after time is great. Every single character has their moment. I love Lila being back. I just love her attitude. I think she's a whole ton of fun. Luther has some key moments this season as well. Like I said, and 5 is just, 5 is 5. Klaus is Klaus. And there you go with that. Diego has his time with Lila, with Stan. Those are some of my favorite interactions in this season. And it is so hard not to talk spoilers. But I will say, when this ends, at the end, your jaw will be on the floor. And you will be like, oh my gosh, here we go again. There's going to be season 4. Can't wait. So excited. Can't wait to see what happens. Can't wait for explanation. Because there is, of course, a lot of questions left at the end. In true Umbrella Academy fashion, they just put you through this whole plot, this whole story, this incredible thing filled with some phenomenal action sequences, some great choreography, some incredible visuals, but a lot of interesting twists, turns, surprises, jaw-dropping moments where you're going to be crying, moments where you're going to be cheering, moments where you're going to be clapping, moments where you're going to be screaming, you're going to be yelling at your TV, and then at the end, they're going to be like, here you go, we're going to leave you with not knowing what the heck to expect next time, but a whole lot of questions. Thanks so much, Umbrella Academy. Seriously, though, this is one of the best shows on Netflix. I highly recommend it if you haven't watched it yet. First of all, if you haven't watched it yet, why are you watching this review? That's crazy. But go watch The Umbrella Academy. This season is going to be very easily bingeable. It's 10 episodes. They're all, around that hour length, 45 minutes to 60-minute length. But man, they're incredible. There's some really beautiful, stunning, wonderful moments in this season. I love the way they handled Viktor. I absolutely think that was the right way to do it. And I love the way that it was handled and the way that they mention it several times, but always in a very respectful way. Absolutely wonderful. All 10 episodes of The Umbrella Academy Season 3 come to Netflix on June 22nd. You guys don't want to miss it. It's just so much bigger than we've ever gotten before when it comes to Umbrella Academy. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's jaw-dropping. It's bloody. It's scary. It's emotional. And it's the freaking Umbrella Academy. And it's so flipping good. Let me know your thoughts and how excited you are down below in the comments. If by the time you've already gotten to this review, you've seen The Umbrella Academy Season 3, let me know what you think. What's your rating? For me, it's a 4.5 out of 5. It would have been a 5, but there's some there's some wonky CGI stuff, and then at times the story gets a little lost because they are trying to give everyone their moment. But it does all come together perfectly in the end. So 4.5 out of 5 for me for the Umbrella Academy Season 3. You guys can check me out at MamasGeeky.com. You can also check me out over on Instagram, Twitter, and yes, now TikTok. I'm at MamasGeeky over there, MamasGeeky. Thanks for taking the time to watch this, guys. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much to all my monetary supporters, my members, and my Patreons. Love you guys.